So I am going to get the disclaimer out of the way right now. Everything's changed. And I mean, everything's changed as in I've got a new computer. All of the software has been reinstalled. All of the configurations are back. I tried to import, export, that type of shit. Got the same monitor here. This is my Wacom tablet. I got a completely different monitor over here, which is off screen. Like, just everything is new. The software is new. It's still Photoshop, but it's a reinstallation. I haven't got half the brushes that I've actually used in the past. So I'm still getting up to speed, and new camera here. Different than the one, and it's in a slightly different position. I'm hoping it's going to work out a little bit better. There's actually a light on me now. Not that I think we've needed that before. Also, let me see what else. Yeah, I guess there could be technical problems. I'm seeing audio, like going, the little bars are going, like it's being picked up on. But I don't know. We're going to have to figure this one out together. I think it's okay. Okay, thank you, Jack, for confirming that. And the commands and the games, I think, should be working as well. I think they should be working, but we're gonna have to figure that out together, because I had to sort of kind of reset them all up. But I think it should be fine. We're gonna see. So, with all of that said, with that disclaimer said, welcome to world building, because this is where we are going to turn ink onto paper into living and breathing lives. Today we are working on episode 8 of Trollord Games, the Castle Keeper's Guide. And thank you for joining me. Thank you for watching this video. It's truly appreciated. I hope not only that you get a little bit entertained, but that maybe you learn something and appreciate the net result. What is this project about? This is 12 maps, going from a little hamlet to a thorp to a village to a little town to a town with a wall to a city, oh my, all the way up to a metropolis, with a sprinkling of a keep or a tower through to a castle, through to a mega castle as well. We've actually got all of them. You can see the little labels right there. And we're putting them all on one canvas. Why? Because we're going to see if we can break the new computer, because it certainly was beginning to break the old computer. So I'll share PC specs if people have an interest, but right now we're just going to map. And I'm actually kind of curious if this thing is going to be more responsive. It definitely seems to be, but especially when we've got a little bit of ink work going, especially when we start coloring, and especially when this is way more populated. At some point I'm going to bring up the Tegel map and the Necropolis map, and we're going to see if this computer handles it, because it's got way more juice than the last one. And yeah, the camera's better, and yeah, I frame better. No, it's definitely closer, but I think it's okay. So, where did we leave this? Well, we left this still needing to finish up the groundwork on the top corner of this map. You can see that we kind of got it there, a little bit of texturing all over. We got it here, a little bit of texturing. We'll do the colouring of the fields separately in the colouring phase. It'll add the texture and everything we want. But that area up there, that's white. We've got to fill that in. Then we're going to pluck this up like the gods we are. We're going to come over here. We're going to plop it down, rescale it, and continue to draw. It's the same settlement, zoom out, zoom out, zoom out as it grows. So, that's it. Let's warm up with a little bit of ground texturing. So, let's check our brush sizes. I think we were working about an 8 if I remember rightly. So let's set the 8. Yeah. Oh, and that's the wrong brush. So let's get rid of that. Pretend we didn't do that. And change it to hard round pen pressure size. There we go. Something more like that. What I'm doing here is it's almost like I'm giving a bit of a texture to the white space. Bit of a pattern. But things like that give a little insinuation of a path right? So that gives it the lived-in sort of feeling. And I think what I want to do is I'm actually gonna just get a little bush going here. Note over there to draw a corral. Now this is only a hamlet, so we're not going to go too crazy, but maybe that'll be the start of a business for the guy in the village and later on the town. I'm going to actually do everywhere else first though. Does this need any farm? So where is this? Where is this? This is... Alright, so we've got this. We've got this farm here. Okay, so this is just a collection of buildings right here. Okay, we might do some little farms, like garden plots. I think we'll do some little sort of vegetable plots. People need places to grow their cauliflowers and cabbages. Oh, that's going to be a farm there, so I don't want to come too deep in with the debris on the ground. Hey GL, good to see you. Good evening to you. Just finishing off the ground texturing here, GL, and then we're actually going to do the corral, which we spoke about in the last stream. I'm gonna do this. I should actually one day, I should just do a big, huge page of this type of texturing, and then just bring it in every single time I do a map, and erase the bits I don't need. It's kind of crazy that I do this from scratch every time. That looks good. That looks good. Let's do this area right here, and then we'll finish up with the corral, I think. But before we do that, let's get some little gardens going. Music loud and talk quiet. Music loud and am quiet. Is that what you're saying? Well, let's see what we got settings wise. Let's see what we've got. Alright, so audio. So this is me. Well, that should be okay. We can up that a little bit though. Let's bring that up a spec. should be okay. And then I think this one is on music here, so I can bring that down a smidge. How's that cooking? If I interpreted your message correctly. You see, in theory, Streamlabs imported everything from my other computer. So in theory, everything should be the same. But my mic is in a slightly different position. The music though, I mean, that should be no different. So let me know. This is a little bit of a technical setup episode. Things I found out, by the way, with the new computer and Photoshop and stuff. So it's obviously a completely new computer, new hard drives, using solid states now. And I wanted to save I'm going to do the C drive for all of like my programs, applications, and commissions, maps, and things like that, right? And the D drive I'm going to just use for my gaming, my personal stuff over there, right? And I didn't like, for starters, I'm running Dropbox, and I tend to put all of my commissions in Dropbox, and I work out of Dropbox because basically Dropbox is on my computer, right? Except I set up Dropbox in a certain way yesterday where my Photoshop would not open the files, and that was like a heart-stopping moment. And it's because the files were online, and Dropbox was going, oh, they're online, so what do you want me to do about it? And Photoshop couldn't prompt Dropbox to download it to work locally, so that I had to work through that. And then I was like, okay, fine, whatever. I'll just have my maps on the C drive. Just like, I'll try one in the root C map, and it wouldn't save there unless you're an administrator. I'm like, wow, okay. So I definitely could not stream yesterday because I was working through all these technical problems and figuring things out. Got it now. Definitely got it now. But definitely a little bit of a learning curve. Now I sound good. Thank you very much, GL. I appreciate it. Because I'm never in your position, right? So, getting your eyes and ears on this helps. Also, the background music we've got, Harris Heller, the guy behind this royalty-free music, he actually had a few more tracks, which I actually kind of really dig, and they're mixed in with some familiar tracks, so we should be hearing some new vibes. Hey Alex, good to see you. GL, you got your ticket to GaryCon last night? I didn't even know they were on sale. That's outstanding. Well, might see you at GaryCon next year. No problem, Princess, my love. It is good to see you here. Thank you for joining me. I had no idea that GaryCon tickets had actually gone on sale. And aren't they doing a much smaller con next year? So that I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Like hotel tickets and everything? Well, that makes sense. No, that makes sense. But still, if they've got reduced capacity next year, that's good job, man. Good job snagging them. Because that wasn't going to be easy. You were up against some competition for sure. I've not heard a damn thing about the Gary Con next year. Only that they were doing a smaller con. I've seen nothing about tickets or otherwise. Am I going? The only thing I know is I was contacted by Caroline, who handles the guests, and she said, in theory, if we had a con and it was smaller, would you be interested in going? And I answered to the affirmative. That's all I know. And now I hear that tickets have opened. So, in theory, yeah. Unless, like, COVID is running rampant all over the country and hasn't gotten any better, in theory. But, like, I don't have a hotel room or anything reserved. I'll have to put that on my to-do list, I suppose, to check in on that. Man, I do want to go. I mean, I really do. You know, with all of the map work that we did last year, and the painted dragon and everything, it was going to be glorious. It was going to be such a good time. So I would love to go next year. I'll be taking the dragon with me, so. And Princess, I can easily believe that. I can easily believe that. Hey, Dungeon 2! Welcome to 3 o'clock in the morning, my friend. The graphics card that I got for the new PC is GeForce RTX 2080 Super. I went with the 2080 because the 3080s just are not available right now. I will get one of those next year when things settle down. I'm not in a rush. This 2080 is way better than the one I had. Yeah, the 3070, unless it goes like everything else, where, you know, they say these things are released gone. Well, 3090s are outgone. You know, and I could see the 3070s being very similar. But that would be a sweet card to have. I hope you managed to snag one. But I'm going to wait. Like I say, this 2080 is so much better than the one that I did have. Just everything about this machine is way better. And the benchmark, the 3D benchmark is like twice. It's double what I had on the last PC. So I can wait now. And I've been looking at the reviews and the videos of the 3090s, and I'm not getting one of them. A beautiful card, but way too much money. I mean, it's a workhorse, you know. I don't need that. I just do not need that type of juice. But a 3080, I could see. And Alec Green, I've got to go. That's just even if it's just to sit down at a table and have a drink with you, just talk to you in person, sign absolutely anything you want. And thanks, Alex Fiction, for the link for Gary Con 2. In fact, let me just bring that up real quick. Princess Streger. Yes, camera has changed. My whole computer setup has changed because I actually got a much bigger monitor, a secondary monitor, which is now my primary monitor. So I've got a 32-inch curved sitting over here. So I had to rejigger everything. But I decided to rejigger my cameras too. I took the camera that was here and put it on the top of my primary monitor. This one is one that I only tended to use for my whiskey and paint. So this is not only a different camera, but it's in a slightly different position. So it zoomed way more in on me. So you're seeing that. Now it's still the same position in the room, it's still the same angle, but it's closer to me. That's what you're seeing. Alright, so what are we looking at here with Gary Gunn? Oh, so no, that's okay. That's their virtual one. That's their virtual one. March, yeah, end of March. Yep. All right, well. Shadows! Phantom Jen! Hello, Jen, darling. Good to see you. Jen, I actually have a question for you. No, I'll ask you off camera. It's about Gary Gunn. And I could always ask Caroline. I'm wondering about hotel rooms, Gary Con, next year. You were working on Gary Con stuff? Why are you up, for our God? Like, I didn't even know that they'd opened up ticket purchases or anything. I literally know nothing. I like the buildings with little gardens out back. I'm gonna add one here. I think it's realistic. I think it's great for the texturing, adds some variation to the texturing, but house in a hamlet, you'd have a vegetable plot. You just would, right? Alright, cheers Phantom Jen, that's very much appreciated. Obviously everything's up in the air a little bit, but I did tell Caroline I had an interest in going, so if you could see to that, that would be awesome. That would be like a load off my mind. That's fantastic, and it's really wonderful to see you. And God, yeah, seeing you, Cave, hugs all the way around. Am I using my new computer? I am using my new computer. I wish I could show you my new computer. It's actually sitting up above me. I've got a shelf now, the one that's built out of industrial pipes and everything. So I've got a shelf, so it's sitting up there, which gives me a lot more room down here. Wine, let's try wine. Remember, all of the commands were redone. Let's try it. So apparently it works. So that's good. But I think the commands sometimes don't work, on the first shot. We've had that for years, haven't we? So at least what I had to do was I had to bring all of the sounds across. I had to redo the commands again, like hook them up against each other. So there was every chance that it wasn't working, but it sounds like it is. Post a photo of my new rig. Princess, I did. I actually did. But I'll tell you what, I wonder if the camera shot that I just took what are we doing? Let's just do camera. What camera uploads? Let's see if it's uploaded yet from my phone. It doesn't look like the shot I took today is uploaded, which is... Oh, no, it has. Here you go. Here you go. So that's my new rig. There are some things I'm going to change in it. I'm sitting, by the way, down below shot, and all of the cables this weekend I'm going to clean up, okay? Temporary position. But And I don't like this on the side. I really want to get rid of it, but whatever. I'm going to clean up these cables so there's less of this like junk showing. I'm going to cinch up this so this has got a nicer curve here. And I'm going to probably take these front fans with the radiator and bring them up to the top. And I'm going to replace these 3 fans with some LED fans that I have. So it will be LED, LED, and LED right here. And then this little bad boy right up the top here. Well, 1, 2, 3 fans. Move this up to the top. I might need another. How many fans do I have? I'm not sure if I've got 3 or 4 fans, but that's the plan. But this is the 4 sticks of 3200 back here, and all of this like is RGB. I mean, and I haven't played with the RGB settings yet, but that's the case. That's the case step 1. So there will be a definite step 2. So Jack's birthday went very well. Jack tends to like low key. Thank you very much for his birthdays. He kind of actually doesn't want to do anything for his birthdays. So we took the day off work. And we played computer games all day. And then, did we do that all day? Did we watch a film or something at night? We might have watched something Monday night. I'm sure he'll talk for himself. And I cooked him a steak for dinner. So he was a happy man. Dungeon 2, I gotta be honest with you, man. I never thought I would be the type of person to go with LEDs and shit. But during the pandemic here, when we all started working from home, I started watching a lot of YouTube. And I started watching a lot of YouTubers that do computer builds. And they do some incredible things. And they kind of converted me. They kind of like, broke down my resistance. I was like, you know what? Alright, let's do some LEDs. Now I do think that there's some things I can do. I need a pattern. I need a pattern for the LEDs, and I need a color theme to tie it all in. And then I want to get some diffusing strips on, because there's LEDs on the inside of the case. I want to diffuse that lighting a little bit. So I want to make it a little bit more tasteful, so it's lit up, but in a classy way. And I think that's the secret. Hey, the Zombie Dance Team leader, I was thinking about you only the other day. It is good to see you. How have you been, Zombie? How have you been? I tell you what, there's more detailing on this than I actually thought we would be doing. I genuinely did not think we'd be doing this right now, but it's all good. It's looking fantastic. Did I complete the other map? Man, what other map? We have not completed Keystone yet. I don't even know what map we were working on when you were last here. I mean, so yeah, maybe there was Light Harbor. Were you before Light Harbor? And then there was Metropolis, which I'm still working on. Yeah, which map were you? It was Gaxmore. Were you around for Gaxmore? Red and gold, Alex Fixin. That's exactly what I was thinking about. And you can do these patterns, right? Where, like, it ripples down, or maybe it pulses or something. I want to investigate the patterns that it's got. Red and gold. You know it. You know it. My son has this Philips Hue, so when he sees movies, so it's lightening the room. That's cool. That's cool. Okay, so Dungeon 2. In fact, those that haven't been here in a while, right now we're working on a map for Trollord Games. It's actually 12 maps for Trollord Games, and we're doing them all on one canvas. And it goes from a Thorpe through to a metropolis with everything in between. Thorpe, hamlet, village, a town, a city with walls, a metropolis. And we've decided to start from not only put them on the same canvas because it'd be a cool poster, but to actually show the same settlement growing as we go. So we've taken this little tiny hamlet right here, we've grown it, Thorpe, we've grown it into the hamlet, we're going to grow it into the village, and so on and so forth, until we're down here into the town, the city, and the metropolis. That's where we're going. We're heading in this direction right here. And you can see we've kind of got it drawn already. We'll just make some modifications and things to that. But that's the project. That's this one. Yeah, Princess, I kind of like totally cheesed the info panel on that one. I need to put more info in there. I quickly edited it one night on stream. So I was like, let's make sure it's correct. Zombie dance team leader, the whole thing, contractor, subcontractor was getting old, then COVID hit, was still sort of working, but atrophy was really kicking my ass, man. Much love to you. I took like a month off streaming because of the same thing. Had to go back to the field and get back into shape. I'm feeling that too. Make a really good paycheck too, win-win all around. No, I feel you, man. You gotta do it. You gotta do the work. You gotta do that. Twitch is Twitch. Honestly, just having you back here once in a blue moon to say hi, that's great. None of us here would ask for any more. So thank you, just even for popping in. All right, let's get a little bit more of this texturing down here. And then we're going to do the corral. And I think we'll link the corral up the top here and down here. But we've still got quite a bit more to do. Hold on. One thing we're going to do, by the way, folks, with the new rig, is we are going to open one of the maps that was making my old machine really struggle. Whether it be Teagle with the, label layer showing. Destroyed my old computer, literally destroyed it. So we'll have some fun, like benchmarking the new rig. I think even Necropolis, like when I'd get like one of the blur brushes and go across Necropolis, like my computer would go, what was that? What? So I'm looking forward to seeing if the new rig handles it better. More garden do I want to do? This guy's got a little quarry thing. He probably sells stone for veg. He probably isn't too worried. This guy lives in a stony area. He's not growing shit. Gia, what did you miss? I'm just still drawing the background. I don't think you've missed too much. Zombie, it's always a pleasure, man, seriously. So, getting up at 4, 1.5 hours drive, on site for 9 to 10 hours, then drive home. Man, that's a long day. That's tough. There's a blue moon? I didn't even know I didn't know there was such a thing as a blue moon. The fact that it's on Halloween, that's fantastic. I'm actually kind of excited about Halloween this year. And I don't normally. Dungeon Tomb, it was the big dungeon you worked on when you had to take a break from it all. What was the big dungeon? When Zombie Dance Team was last here? Or you were last here? Yeah, probably Necropolis, right? And we will be going back to Necropolis. We have to. It's a project. We're finishing it. But I actually kind of want to just mix things up a little bit on the stream, so it's not Necropolis, 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 because it kind of gets a little boring. Until we get even room details can get a little bit boring that way. So I'm going to work more on Necropolis off camera, then occasionally we'll do it on camera. So you'll see big, huge chunks of progress. But this one's kind of fun and quick, and I think plays into what people like to see more of. Of course, we're going to have a medieval map here shortly. Medieval map of Viking raid points, which will be interesting. Phantom Jen, I don't know what you mean, because I'm already flying to your house where I believe there are some treats laid out for me. I'm going to be there. That you could put that stuff in the middle of the room, tell me it's trapped, and I'm still going for it. Zach knows me very, very, very well, and those treats hit all of the right notes. It's like, yep, I know it's a trap, I'm going in. Alright, a little bit more, and then we'll do the corral. Someone sent me a picture of a corral from above. I want to know the type of thing that should be in here. I mean, I'm thinking fenced off paddocks, but surely there's more than just that. Ah, yeah, that looks good. Let's hit save. Noble dwarf. Have I ever done an escape room? Yes. Yes, I did an escape room last year with work colleagues, and it was actually a lot of fun. We were this close to getting out. It was like, because I work with a bunch of programmers and stuff, like engineers, and they were like all super smart, and it's like we were all solving puzzles around the room. We were like one puzzle away from getting out. So, but it was hellish fun. Had a great time. Hey, Noble. Alright, so corral. Large sign with an arrow pointing pile of treats on the box held up by a stick. Free treats, totally not a trap. Totally, but still go for it. Did you see the treats online? I would do it. Just, there was a Cthulhu head with like a legionary helmet on it. That alone would get me, but Zach Glazar curated those treats even better. There were so many goodies on that pile. It would still get me. Alright, so let's see what a corral looks like. Google wants to know my location. How about now? We're gonna do some images. We're gonna get a little of inspiration. And now these are modern ones, of course, but I mean, look at this type of thing. So like, it's like a horse training area, right? Just fenced off. Maybe we'll have a little bit of a barn or something. I kind of like this rustic. Nice simplicity here. Like, what is that? Oh, that's more of a cattle pen. Okay. Like, this is too much. Hey, it's from a computer game and it's too modern. But, like, this cattle and shit, which I don't want to do. But, like, this would be too many. I don't want to do this. This is a hamlet we're dealing with here. So I want something that's way simpler. Like, even something like that, right? It's got, like, a horse holding area, and then maybe we do a larger, what do they call it? Pen? Prancing area? I don't know. Something like this. Princess shared a picture as well. Yeah, exactly, that type of thing. We'll have something a little bit similar to this. Maybe even an entry area like that. Entry area, some holding pens, and then... I'm not a horse person, can you tell? We'll do, you know, that area. I'm calling it a prancing area, fuck it. Zombie, actually, yeah, it was the time limitation. I mean, it was kind of fun in a way, knowing there was a pressure. But, like, we had the puzzle solved. We had it, man. It was falling together. We were being so super smart. And then we were probably 3 minutes away from, and it was like, oh, sorry, done. Like, oh, come on. Get this thing. I've ridden the horse once, and it's not like I dislike horses. I live down south, and it's like everyone I knew had horses, like, you know, that, like, they bred horses and stuff. So it's like I've been around horses quite a bit, but I've never really connected with horses. It's kind of weird. Like, you know how some people just, like, really freaking connect with them? I've never been that person, and I've even ridden horses a couple of times, and it's just, I don't bond. I don't feel it inside, and I can't explain it at all. So it's like, no, I've never kind of elevated my understanding of horses, or like never really got into that lifestyle at all. I don't knock it. This is a cute one. All right, little barn, little corral. I kind of like that, actually. We'll do a little sort of feed area and some pens on the side. We're using it. We're using it. Princess Strigger was allergic to horses. I'm sorry to hear that. That kind of sucks. To my knowledge, I'm allergic to no animal. Alex Vixen, how about your one? Did you post? Oh, thank you for reminding me. Yeah. Okay, so this is the one from Alex Vixen right here. This is good too. This is nice. Yeah. Little outbuilding, little pen. And this type of thing, yeah. And we're going to keep it simple. I'm not going to do a circular thing. This type of thing. We'll put some horses in there. Yeah, that'll be good. Cave Geek, good to see you. Why am I forgetting Tullis? And who is Tullis? Is that what you mean by forgetting Tullis? Is that like some kind of, is that an acronym? Is it a disease? Tullis? What is Tullis? Is it like a gut infection? I'm not allergic to any animal. I'm gonna guess that if Tullis is an animal, then yeah, I would probably be allergic to it, because it just sounds Tullis. Sounds nasty. Sounds like something you sneeze at your nose, doesn't it? Princess Sego, a corral is not a circle. Well, no, I wasn't going to do a circle. But I thought, like, because, like, I thought some areas, like modern ones at least, don't they have those, but maybe they don't. Maybe they just lead the horse in circles. But what do I know? I just confessed I don't get around horses much. Cave Geek, how is the new computer? Well, the fact I can open Photoshop on it and save on Photoshop is miles further forward than yesterday. It's definitely been fun to work with so far. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to start getting into pissing, you know, about like the hardware that's in it, but the hardware that's in it's pretty nice, and it's a lot more responsive than my last one. And now we are only drawing black and white, granted. I think we'll start to see it when we really get into colors, and we're going to open the Necropolis map, and maybe even the Tegel map, just to see how much faster this handles it. But I mean, I've got 64 gig of memory, opposed to 32 on the last one. Is it gig or is it megabytes? And it's like, so everything about it's better. So thus far, it's been a treat. And cheers anyway. Cheers to you. See, so what you guys and girls didn't see was, well, we've got a barn here, so hold on a sec. In the Tegel map, right, my old computer handled that entire Tegel map, and that thing was freaking huge, right? And we went through that whole thing, we colored the whole thing, we did the details of the whole thing. It was the text layers that destroyed it, and you didn't see that part. So Brian McWhirter actually did the text layer, because it was just going to take so many hours to do to speed things up. He did the text layer, I imported it across, and there were so many labels, and of course they were all individual text, right? I brought that to my computer, I swear my computer almost died on the spot, and I do not exaggerate, like it just stopped responding. And I had to do all sorts of things, like you have it as a smart object. I flattened the text so it was all just like, it wasn't editable anymore. It was nuts. And even to this day, when I open Tegel on the old machine, my old machine goes, what the hell am I dealing with? So I really want to open Tegel on this machine and see what happens. I just want to see what happens. Text layers actually are a real bitch. They're a real resource hog. What was the project that I was working on? In fact, it's I forget. It was a recent project, and like everything was fine, but then the minute I threw on a whole bunch of labels, just started to choke. Gaxmore has a little bit of that going on. The more labels I throw on Gaxmore, the more it starts to choke, and you have to like start throwing them off as smart objects to try and minimize resources used. Gaxmore it was. Talking of which, I've got to actually put some more labels on Gaxmore, so that's going to be fun. We've got to label the roads. So Gaxmore will be another good benchmark too. Alright, so let's do this thing. You should get a print. In fact, I don't think the prints of Gaxmore are on Noble Dwarf yet. I'll actually have to sort that out. We'll have to get some prints of Gaxmore going. But I think part of the reason is they haven't released Gaxmore to the Kickstarter backers yet, right? The fact that I still haven't put the labels on there is probably a sign of that. So I think they want to get that done. Then the minute they get that done, I'll ask Trollord if I can actually have a copy on Noble Dwarf, and I will let you guys and girls know. Alright, so we got a barn here. I think it'd be kind of cool to have one of those other buildings off to one side here. Like, almost like a little private stable for horses that need to be separated from the others. This is where I find out that I've been drawing on the wrong layer. No, we're good. Alright, so then let's actually just get some slanted wood. Yeah, Princess, I really love how Gaxmore came out. It's one of my favourites too. In fact, honestly, I think the last few city maps I've done, Gaxmore, Light Harbour for Noble Dwarf themselves, and Lukatoy, I've been really happy with all of those. I think we've been on fire, you know? We've done some good work this last year. Well, that's what Gastamore is all about, though, right, Princess? I mean, it is a city-based campaign. But I'm actually really curious to see what Noble Dwarf do with their Light Harbor, too, from that perspective. Okay, we're gonna, I think, you know what, let's draw it at an angle. Because, I mean, like, Noble Dwarf have got on their hands a city with, what, like 4,000 buildings in it or something ridiculous? And I know that they've poured a lot of thought and heart into the people, the characters, and the writing, the places. I'm looking forward to seeing what they come up with for that one. That seems like it would be a monster. Small veterinary barn for sick horses and birthing foals. I like the way you're thinking. Alright, so this is kind of goes into there, and then what I think we're going to do is... This will make sense in a moment. Hopefully this is going to actually just do it some justice and not be too complex for a hamlet. Yeah. Oh, you know what we're missing? You know what we're missing? Like a dope. Gates. We're gonna have the gates open. Don't forget a water trough. Horses need to drink. There you go. There you go. Alright. Yeah, that's crooked. Let's just do a little bit of this, a little bit of there. That's better. About that size. I think that's a good size. And then we'll add a little sort of veterinary clinic off to one side. Yeah, no, I think that's good. Let's fence this sucker in. We've got one there, we've got one there. Yeah, that's fine. And you know what I think we're gonna do? We're gonna scuff up the ground a little bit. Let's just make this a lot smaller. See, this is why I love having you guys and girls here. It's like all of these ideas, you're just this barrage of awesome ideas. That does not apply to Brian McWhirter and KP Gart. Alright. El Scoffet. Let's do a little bit here as well. Definitely here. And here. Because we've got horses that don't necessarily want to go in a paddock, right? Paddock? Is it paddock? Paddock. I don't know. There we go. Looks good. Nice. That's good. That's on the mark. Medical herb garden. I think any of these dots or lines could be a medical herb garden, but we will colour it accordingly. Cave, I think there's a great deal of truth to what you just said there, my friend. And yes, I somehow still listen to you both. I'm not quite sure why. but a small herb garden next to the veterinary clinic. Okay, you know what? You know what? I think we can apply something like that. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to just insinuate a little bit of a path coming in here from this side. And I think what we'll also do is let's fence this sucker off. And I love the idea of trees typically in the corners a little bit. Around here. Nice. This is going to be so nice colored. I mean, it is going to be so good. Can you imagine each of these panels fully colored on a full-on poster? I think this is going to be sweet. Kind of like excited me, little giblets are tingling. Alright, so this dude that lives here, what is his story? Or maybe that's the guy that actually owns the horse area. Ah, screw it, it is. Alright, done. I think what we'll do is, like, you know, a gate. So I figured this will give, like, horses maybe something to run around in a little bit. We're going to do a little veterinary clinic right here. It's not sealed off. I don't want to get sort of too anal with this, but alright, horses can run around in there. This is just for a hamlet too. It's a nice little spot. It's a nice little spot. Fair dues. Fair dues. Princess Strega, how about a tiny home for the caretaker of the horses? I'm going to give him a big... Oh, I see what you're saying. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, okay. No, I see what you're saying. I think what we'll do is... we're gonna do... Alright, come back to that in a moment. So the little veterinary clinic, we'll do a herb garden outside. And I think we'll do a caretaker. And the caretaker kind of just lives off behind it all. Like, don't mind me. Oops, that's a little crooked. Just a little fella making his way in the world back here. Okay, let's make this bush a lot smaller and grey. It needs a well. You know, actually, yeah, because I've been resisting the well because they're so close to the river. But over here, Maybe, you know, with animals and stuff. That's probably not a bad idea. Okay, so little guy in his little shed. Let's give him a wooden roof. Oh, I did that one wrong. Well, I'm just rolling with it. That's nice. A little ramshackle, but lived in. You know what I'm saying? It's got a little bit of a lived-in vibe to it. There we go. And we're definitely going to do the well, and we're definitely going to actually do the little herb garden outside. And you know what herb gardens are? I think we're going to do little planters. And then we'll finish them off in the colouring phase. We'll do something like that. The veterinary clinic. It's like in a way, it's almost like a small barn in a way, right? It's got to be practical. You know what we're going to do though? We are going to give this guy some wooden shingle. The veterinary barn has a better roof than the little keeper of the grounds here. Well, we need a well. You know, we've got a major barn here, or stable here for the tavern. We've got a mini one right here for the corral. We've got the veterinary sort of area right there. I'm thinking that maybe the well, maybe right here. It could serve all of them. Stable master, just saying. Okay, I'll go with that. If Princess Strega agrees. Let's get this I don't want to do a covered well. We're not going to do covered. But what we are going to do, is something like that. I think that might be the hamlet done. I'm just saying, I don't know what you guys and girls think, but I think we're ready to move on to the village. In a hamlet, says Alex Vixen, horses and oxen would be really important. Plough horses, yes, and we will be adding them. Yes, absolutely. But I think what you're saying is this little area that we did, this little corral that we did, would be crucial. And by the way, the F stands for field, but I think we could remove that now, right? Because we know what's going there. We know what's going there. Let's get rid of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to grab everything we've got on a sketch layer here. We're going to hit the loop. Thank you. We will save it right now. There's the F gone. Let's hit save. And let's get back into... So let's try this. Let's try this. What we did is we did the Thorpe. We picked it up. We brought it across. We shrunk it down to size. And we scaled it for the hamlet. Now I'm going to pick up the hamlet. I've never actually done this before. We're going to bring it across. We're going to plop it down and rescale it for the village. Let's see how this sucker works. Let's give this a go. Time check. It's only 6:05 here. I'm definitely going to go for another 40 minutes or so. I think we've got time to really wrestle with the village a little bit. So, let's grab everything. Let's just make sure that everything is on there, that I didn't do any weird layers. Yep, cool. We are going to grab all of this. We are going to drag him over. Oop, no. Oh, I think that's a Photoshop setting. Yeah. I'll have to... My Photoshop settings have got screwed up a little bit on the move. Okay. So, let's do a little bit of resizing here. Oh, tower time? Not yet, GL. I want to get the village done. Then we're going to do the tower, okay? Because I actually want to kind of colour the top row. Or at least a good chunk of the top row. So people can see what this map is going to look like. I at least want to colour a couple of the panels. So definitely, we are going to come down to the keep or tower. We're going to do a tower. Then we're going to do the Motte and Bailey. And it's going to be an iteration. We're going to do the tower, which becomes a Motte and Bailey. Then we'll do some kind of fortified military camp, which has nothing to do with it, because I'm going to make it look like a Roman military camp. But we're definitely going to be doing that tower here shortly. So, what I need to do is now we're going to transform this little guy. Alright, let's get our scale right. We are going to... And where actually is everything? So this guy is there. You see that? This guy's right there. Let's zoom in a little bit. Let's zoom in. Alright. So what are we dealing with? What are we dealing with? In fact, do we just accept that for now? And then I kinda need to toggle this. So he okay, so this guy is meant to be here. Oh, you know, I need to figure out where in my settings that's at. Auto select. I think that was the sucker. Okay. That's the one. That pesky little bloody setting. So this guy goes there. It's got to be a lot smaller. This guy is him. Alright, so let's transform it. GL, we will do it soon. No, I promise. I actually kind of, in all truth, I want to do a little bit of research on some towers and things. It was like the stuff that Alex Vixen was posting when we were talking about that totally different type of tower that I've never seen before. I kind of want to see what type of tower I want to work on. Alright, so this is me just dialing in the scale of our village compared to the hamlet that we've just come from. Look, and I think that guy is him right there. We're close. We're close. We're real real close now, folks. Alright. I think this might be close enough. Let's just take a look.
Knights of Ni, we are but simple travelers who seek the enchanter who lives beyond these woods.
It is tea time! I'm gonna turn off that label for the village. Let's turn him off because he's just getting in the way. Right. Now, what I want to be careful of is our line strength is diminishing as we go down. And I think to a degree that's okay, but there's going to come a point where it's too fine. Obviously, we can't keep doing this for these other settlement types here, because by the time we get to the metropolis, you won't be able to see the lines. And ultimately, that is about 8 pixels brush stroke right there, which is about what we've been doing here, 6 to 8. This is now even finer. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to position this right, and I want to keep the buildings, but we may end up redrawing some of the finer elements with a slightly thicker brush. I don't think we should be going any less than 6 or 8. But let's see how this sucker's lining up right now. Look, we got a little boat right there where there's going to be a pier. Hey, David! PG! Oh, P glass! Yeah, we gotta be careful, right? Like, I actually think I should delete the coastline and redraw it, but at least we've got our buildings in the right position, and that's kind of where my head's at. I feel like this is close enough, you know what I'm saying? I feel like this is real close enough. Maybe a little smaller. Maybe a little smaller. Yeah, but I'm feeling a little smaller. It's close, Strigger, it's close. But it's not perfect, so hold on. So we got, this goes here, so that is that tree right there. I think it's good enough, right? I think it is good enough. Because some of our things are beginning to fall off. Maybe that was too aggressive. I'm looking at our barn, really, there. Yeah, maybe that was too aggressive. Yeah, you know what? Let's undo that. And let's get back to that one. I think it is okay. Some of our sketching, I mean, we did just sketch a shit in, so whatever. I think the spirit of this is correct. Maybe if anything, a little bit larger. Maybe a little bit larger. Well, the width of the river's right, so we'll go by that. Let's delete our sketch underneath this, and let's just see how it feels. GL, yeah. Oh, you posting? Like, I don't want to click that because it's gonna come through on the headphones. Alright, yeah, so let's go to sketch and let's do some deleting. Where's my pen? Princess, what did you do with my pen? Oh, there it is. Just put pens down in random places. Okay, there's our eraser. I'm gonna leave that part of the sketch on. so what I'm doing now is I just want to actually see without visual clutter how this looks. Again, that's that farm, so I'm going to leave that there. Then that road comes up around there. That copse continues over there, so that's good. This is the field that we haven't coloured in yet, so that's all fine. We know about that. This is our town square here, which we know about. And we didn't actually know the width of our roads when we did the sketches, so this is all good. This is this farm, which we knew about, so we can get rid of this little sketch line. And likewise with this one, we know that this is a farm. Let's get rid of him. And so that's all looking fantastic. He's looking great. This is going to be another farm. We've got one corner of which drawn in. And then this... Okay, then we've got the road coming out of town like so. And there's going to be some more buildings. And the building count is about right. Now obviously we've got to link roads like this, but we'll just redraw it based upon our actual ink work. And then this here, so what have we got going on here? I actually don't know if we're gonna do a road like this. Maybe we will. I'm gonna get rid of this, so we know that you're there. I'm gonna leave this little guy here. Because with this dude becomes our ferryman, right? And we actually end up, this is the first time with the villages that they actually have a working ferry coming across. So let's take a look at this. That is about print size. And I've hit save. I think this is going to be okay. I am tempted to redraw the river's edge. And I don't want to draw our buildings any less than 6 to 8 pixels for a line weight. So we're going to see how this works out. Hey, Miss J's here! Thank you, Princess. Much appreciated. So, true story. In the computer move, Princess, I actually, I was transferring files and shit like that, like you do. But I was cleaning up some files in that transfer process. I deleted that sound file by accident. And so I get across to the new computer. I import my settings and everything into this chatbot. And that sound was gone. And I immediately thought of you because I was like, she's going to be so unhappy. If I change this sound, she's going to know I changed the sound and it won't be the same. So I managed to find the same bloody file.
It should be, oi, Jack.
You heard it first there, folks. Oi, Jack, drink, here. Then we go into the glug, 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 glug. We'll make that happen. I think we'll re-record the sound. Alright, so let's play around. Let's play around with this. I'm so glad that we've got this far. This is looking good, but I do want to be careful about the line weights. Thank you, darling. I do think that things like the hedgerows, by the way, they're gonna work. Look at the detail. It's still there. It's still there. Even zoomed in like this. This shows that we could take this whole canvas and print it as a poster and it's gonna look awesome. But I do feel like our coastline, let me take a step backwards. Our buildings are gonna work at a lighter line weight because they're a solid block of texture. The farms and etc. are gonna work at the lighter line weights because they're individual bushes, which makes it look like a much thicker line, right? So everything there actually looks pretty darn thick. The trees have a great thickness to them. I'm fine with the trees. I do feel like our coastline, maybe we take a look at redrawing that at an 8. Thereabouts. I'm really thinking about doing that. Maybe I'll just draw over it. Thicken it up a little bit. Otherwise, I feel like we might start losing it. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe I'm overthinking it. We do have extra texturing on the inside here, which gives that illusion of extra thick line. Maybe I'm overthinking it. This guy hasn't moved his freaking boat since a hamlet. He literally hasn't used this fucking boat right here. It's like, Charlie, why do you even have a boat if you're not going to use it? And remember, folks, when we actually do this, now we're moving up to the village. This guy is the tannery. We're going to build a whole tannery over here. And we're going to make it goopy, and it's pouring into the water, and no one likes living next to him. It's going to be awesome. Alright, Zombie. Good seeing you, my friend. See you soon, hopefully. Yeah, Miss J, you know it. You can see the colour, right? You can see the colour on this one. And I think it will be okay. With colour, I think it will be okay. I might try and thicken it up just a little bit. Paul John's live. Good to see you here, my friend. Welcome. Welcome while we create a village. Alex, you're going to make me spew. Oh, whiskey coming through my nose. That's not good. But yeah, chicks dig boats. You literally have never used it. Yeah, but chicks dig boats. Oh my god, I got heartburn. Alright, say hello to Paul, everyone. Come on. Alright, so what brush size are we on? Let's see what an 8 looks like, okay? Maybe 8 will be too much. I'm just going to draw next to this one. Actually, it doesn't look too bad, does it? You know, maybe I will. So hold on a sec. Because you see, it actually starts to get really pixelated when we get real close. So what if we did something like this? Just to add a little bit of robustness to it. I think it helps myself. Now we can add an aviary. This is a village. I am okay adding an aviary to something like a village. What did we say? There was about 130 buildings. This is something like 600 people live here. We can add an aviary. Absolutely. They're probably at a point where they even communicate with nearby towns and villages with their own little sort of doves and stuff. I am okay adding an aviary. Alright. Let's just, let's do this. I've loved this project, by the way. This is such a fun project to work on. I kind of don't want to go lighter than 8 pixels unless we're doing details. 8 for the brush, 6 for details. You know, they're about 4 to 6 for the details. Let's redo that one. Hold on. I got a little bit too ambitious. I was like, I could do this in one go. I'm Alyssa Faden. I got a steady hand. I do whiskey and paint. Slightly off there, but doesn't matter. I am not going to redraw the thickness of details though. This is just the coastline here that I feel needs a little bit of extra pump. There we go. Done. Good. That's good. that bit where there's going to be a pier, we will delete where we need to. For now, something like this. I think this is going to look good. I think this is going to look good. Did I do the thickening of the line down here? Where did I stop? I think I stopped here, so... See, this is a fun project where you could take this village or this hamlet or this thorp and recolor it. I don't like what I'm doing now, honestly. But recolor it for the different seasons. That would be fantastic. The Wacom tablet is picking up on the my hand through the glove, so it's moving my brush. But yeah, different seasons, color them different ways. Wouldn't that be fun? I'm actually going to go through the boat there because we are going to move. Unlike Carl over here, we are going to move this guy's boat. In fact, I'm going to do it right now. Oh, that's on layer 1. Okay, let's... Thank you. Okay, and then come back to you. We'll merge those layers in a moment. Alright. Come on, stop picking up the bush. Alright, we'll do some trees there, we'll do some trees there. That's it. So it's gonna look something like this. This is gonna look so freaking gorgeous colored in. I am so excited. Let's do some trees. Let's do some trees. In fact, what I should do is merge them now. Let's get this relabeled. And now I'm gonna stick with the 8 pixels, I think, for the trees. Time check. It is 6:30 my time. That's an official standard time. There's GMT, and then you think that MST is Mountain Time? No, it's my time. But it is 6:30, and I'm gonna go for about another 20 minutes, I think. So I think less objective. So actually, recap. English. We have finished the black and white on the Thorpe. We have finished the black and white on the Hamlet. We're working on the black and white of the village. I think my objective is I am going to get our trees drawn in tonight. And maybe our roadsides. I like at this scale working with the roads first because they frame where buildings are going to go. Then we'll move into the buildings. But we're going to do the trees first. We could definitely get the trees done in the time we've got left. And maybe start to sketch in some of the actual roads too. Yeah, I normally, Princess, if you think about it, recently I've been starting about 5:30 my time. And then going to about 7, so about an hour and a half. But I actually started a little bit earlier tonight because I wanted to work out any kinks with, like, you know, Streamlabs, etc., or sound, volume, that type of thing. Even Photoshop, because last night Photoshop I couldn't open a file in Photoshop. That seriously had me really worried. I couldn't open this file. And I couldn't open several other files that I had. I couldn't save last night. You gotta admit, the song. This Harris Heller dude is kind of cool. He's done all of this music royalty free for streamers. How cool is that? Listen to this. This is top notch music right here. He's a cool dude, man. He's a cool dude. Alright, so this line weight is definitely heavier than this one, obviously shrunk down. But that's okay, because we're also dealing with a different era of this little town, this little settlement of ours, right? These trees have matured, these trees have grown a little bit. So I'm actually going to bring them into this copse right here. Princess Strega, I actually knew that you were a Jurassic Park, but you did 3 movies all in one go. Alright, that's cool. Yeah, and the good news is, you know what, that's fate, that's kismet right there. Because I didn't stream last night. And I didn't stream last night because I was still setting everything up. I was like, you know what, I'm going to work on a map. I actually worked on a different map. I worked on a map for a cool Cthulhu scenario last night, and I'll show you guys and girls once it's kind of a little bit closer to being done. But I worked on a map still, but I was like, I'm going to use this as an opportunity to make sure that everything's working. And I hit Photoshop, load this file. Didn't load. And I knew then I had some problems on my hands. And I figured it out. I figured out what was going on, but I didn't want to be doing that on a stream. And then when I did figure it out, and I actually started to, you know, I was drawing and everything, and I hit save, and it went like, no, I can't save. I was like, okay, all right, thanks. This is another good one. This right now. This is great music. This is good music. I like this. I am Miss J. In fact, Miss J, you've not seen it, huh? That's it, Miss J. That's my new computer. It's sitting up there. And it's a 2080 Super, which, okay, it's not a 3080, but you can't even buy 3080s nowadays. They're so freaking rare. It's 2080, which is way better than the last graphics card I had. It's got 64, is it megabytes? Is it 64 megabytes of RAM? 3200, 64, so that's like faster RAM than I had, plus double the amount that I had. And the CPU is a Ryzen 9, well, so it's a Ryzen 9 350, what do they call it? Ryzen, something like that. So it's way, it's better. It's just got so much more juice to it. I am going to clean it up a little bit inside, get some of the cabling dialed in, and that's everything. But and we are going to open some of the maps that were problem child for us. Miss J, you were here when I tried to do a blend on Necropolis. Do you remember that? I went like that, and like nothing happened. And then time lapse, it happened. We're going to do it that again. We're going to fire up Necropolis, and we're going to see if this new machine handles it better. It should do, right? It should do. I was saying to the crowd earlier that the Gaxmore map was also beginning to slug due to the volume of labels. Well, I've actually got to go back to Gaxmore. I've got to do some more labelings on Gaxmore. So we're going to see if this machine handles it better. Also, I've got no moving drives on this. These are two NVMIs, each one being 2 terabytes each. And that's some serious storage, super fast, solid state, baby, all the way. So you can't see it because I've got the actual save turned off because I'm working full screen right now. But it saves so much faster, it's ridiculous. Laptops are pretty good though nowadays, right, Miss J? I mean, the power that they can wring out of a small space with today's technology is so much better than in the past. I just like desktops, you know. But then I don't need to be sort of too concerned about being super mobile. But I mean, if you think about it, I mean, well, is it NVIMe or something? Something like that, right? NVMe 2. The whole hard drive, a 2 terabyte solid state hard drive, is seriously that big. That's it, and it's flat. It's thinner than this, and the whole it's like. If you cut a credit card in half, that's a freaking one of these solid state drives, and it's 2 freaking terabyte. You could shove one of them into a laptop nowadays. Technology has moved on so much. It's ridiculous. You're right, Princess. You are absolutely right. What I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to get rid of these. Because these were bushes. I don't care about bushes. We're redrawing bushes. This place is matured. There we go. Lovely. Lovely jubbler. That's awesome. This will work. This will work. What have we got over there? Oh, we got windmills. We're going to do some windmills. I forgot. Let's get rid of you. I might actually, by the way, because I missed a couple of streams this week, I might actually stream tomorrow. I don't normally stream on a Friday, and if I do, I'm normally painting. I'm actually going to do my painting over the weekend. I think I might map tomorrow night. So watch out for that. I'm enjoying this project so much, I kind of actually want to continue working on it. Friday night mapping. Yeah, Miss J, if your maps are moving up into the gig range, and I feel you, girl, on that one. Yeah, it's all about storage, right? And I mean, on my last computer, I actually had 3 external drives plugged into it, but they're so freaking slow. So yeah, it's storage. I'm actually gonna move this tree. I'm not sure we're actually gonna do much of a tree there. I'm gonna just do this, I think, because we're gonna bring the road down. And if we bring the, in fact, you know what? I'm gonna leave this cluster of trees until we draw the roads in. And is that us done? I think that's us done. So time check, we're 6:41. I'm hitting save. I'm gonna go for 10 more minutes, okay? I actually want to get some of these hills done. And I am gonna lighten up the brush just a speck. 1 pixel. There we go. Nice. Okay. Taking shape. Now the reason why I'm doing the hills right now is hills also define the shape of the village. They define where people are building their houses and where they're not, where there are farms and where there are not. It's one of those, this geographic item is defining the shape of how the humans or the elves or the dwarves are building, right? Well, not dwarves, because dwarves just fucking build however they want to build. So I just want to at least get in the basics here. Let's get rid of the sketch underneath. We'll add some details on that, maybe even some scrubs, some trees, etc. But that there will be a hill. And then we've definitely got some hills on this side as well. So actually, yeah, Miss J, you are 100% right. Cliffs can be real difficult because it's so top down. So what I'm doing now is I'm increasing the elevation of these hills, but I'm making them rougher too, right? These are rocky slopes right here. And I'm doing that because I actually want to throw some windmills up here. Let's go tilt at some windmills. You know it. You know it. Alright, so let's get let's do this one. So yeah, we've got time for this. Let's do this one right here. Alright, there's going to be a path coming up here. So I'm going to give him a little way to come up. I'm going to actually sort of imply that there is a path here. Let me actually... There we go, something like this. Now imagine this was shadowing and everything. Shadows! It's going to be just like the Locker Toy map. It's going to look beautiful. He definitely will have another windmill to attack. Alright, so just to time check everyone, probably another 5 minutes. Another 5 minutes, just gonna finish this hill here. At least the basic of the hill. The basic of the hill. The basis of the hill. Plop a lovely windmill at the top there. Zoom in a little bit, and it looks like I wanted to actually do another line here too, like looks like I was intending to do this type of thing. So I'll make a decision about that. I'm not quite sure what I want to do with that. Okay, good. lovely, lovely rocky slope right there. So yeah, what do I want to do with this? What do I want to do with this? Little pass going through there. I kind of like that. Okay. And yeah, we're doing fine for time. We're doing fine for time. This guy actually lives on the top of the hill, which I kind of like. That's cool. So he actually follows this slope here. Nice. Nice. That works well for me. That's good. That's good. That is, I think, a-okay. Okay, so let's actually just get rid of the contour lines that we had sketched underneath. I don't want to delete the buildings or the paths because I want to remember to actually draw things there. So let's do something like that. There we've got our little windmill. We're gonna come back to that. Maybe tomorrow night, right? Let's do a tomorrow night stream. Friday night mapping. Maybe we'll even make it a musical one, huh? Everyone can request music. We'll just play some tracks. We'll have a good time. We'll hang out. There. That is the start of our village. That is the start of our village right there. Hit and save. I'm thinking that's looking pretty good. Yeah, okay, we'll raid Dave. Yeah, Dave's a cool guy. We'll definitely raid Dave. So, this is where we're going to end the stream. I want to thank you all because you're all cartographers, you're map makers, and you know what you are beyond that? You're gods and goddesses. Why? Because here we are tonight decreeing certain buildings, certain occupations. We're shaping land. And only gods and goddesses do that. And that's what we do on this channel. We create worlds, we create lives, and we pour our little people into it. We're basically playing The Sims, but with ink. And I love you being part of this journey with me. This is beginning to really shape up. Every single time we add a little black line to this paper, it looks better and better. And look, our village is taking shape. It's going to be beautiful. Stick with me. Stick with me for 2 more minutes. She says holding up 4 fingers. But 2 minutes. Because we're going to raid Dave Holland. Dave Holland is a really cool guy. He's a very gifted dude. And he has raided this channel. He's done some great work. Let's just go over there. Let's pour on the love. And we'll pass it on, right? So stick with me while I figure out how to raid. We're going to do... Oh, and by the way, tomorrow night, we're going to be back, right? I think we're going to do it. Dave Holland. Oh, did I do the slash the right way? No, I did not. How about that one? Alright, we're going over there. So it'll take about a minute to kick in, right? In the meantime, I'm going to be back. I'm going to do it tomorrow. I don't typically draw maps on a Friday, but I'm enjoying this one. We missed a couple of days this week. I actually am really feeling it. So join me tomorrow night. We're going to keep working that village up there. And we're going to create some lives. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. I love you all. It's very much appreciated. Let's go say hi to Dave. I love you. See you tomorrow, Friday night. Whiskey and maps. That's a thing.